FGV Holding Berhad, formerly known as Felda Global Ventures Holding Berhad, is a Malaysia multinational agribusiness company. FGV is mainly involved in the cultivation, production, and distribution of various agricultural commodities, primarily palm oil. FGV Holdings operate oil palm plantations across Malaysia and abroad. The company was formed as part of the Malaysian government's effort to restructure the Federal Land Development Authority (FELDA), was established in 1956 to reduce rural poverty by resettling landless farmers on oil palm plantations. Sime Darby Plantation Berhad is Malaysian multinational corporation that is involved in the cultivation and production of palm oil, specialty fats, and other agricultural products. The company was established in 1910 and has since grown to become one of the largest and most prominent palm oil producers in the world. The company has vast land and operates in multiple countries, including domestic and abroad. The company is committed to sustainable practice and has implemented various initiatives to protect the environment. First, I will explain about trend analysis and comparison between Darby Plantation Berhad and FGV Holding Berhad in terms of liquidity ratio. Both of companies show fluctuating trends in 2018 until 2022 in current ratio, quick ratio, and also net working capital. But Darby Plantation Berhad managed to be better in current ratio compared to FGV Holding Berhad. This indicates Darby Plantation Berhad better skill to meet their short-term obligation. However, in quick ratio, both of companies are not very good as it shows a fluctuated trend by both of companies, but into last year, Darby Plantation Berhad show a good improvement over FGV Holding Berhad. Moreover, both of companies also had fluctuated trend in net working capital. FGV Holding Berhad's net working capital hit its 5-year low in December 2019. Meanwhile, Darby Plantation Berhad net working capital in 2020 experienced a loss of negative 23,792 ringgit. But the following year, Darby Plantation Berhad experienced significantly higher profit than FGV Holding Berhad in 2 consecutive years. It shows that Darby Plantation Berhad has created additional fund than FGV Holding Berhad and they can use it to invest in other activities.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. As we all know, function of activity ratio is to measure firm's asset efficiency to generate sale and cash. So we can see here inventory turnover and average collecting period Darby Plantation Berhad is unfavorable while FGV Holding Berhad is more favorable. This situation happened because of Darby Plantation Berhad did not have enough stock to fulfill customers' order and may have too much stock if remained unsold. For average collecting period was not good for Darby Plantation Berhad. It may be because lack of communication with customer regarding their debt and expectation of payment. Then for total asset turnover, FGV Holding Berhad with high asset turnover ratio which is efficient at generating revenue through their assets, while Darby Plantation Berhad with low ratio. Darby Plantation Berhad is not too efficient to using their asset to generate more value. This ratio can be a useful point for comparison for investor to evaluate the operation of different company and their potential as an investment.
Next is for leverage ratio. For debt ratio, Darby Plantation Berhad and FGV Holding Berhad was able to maintain a lower debt for the past 5 years, but FGV Holding Berhad has higher percentage of debt. Then, for debt equity ratio, within 5 years, Darby Plantation Berhad maintained its performance in debt equity ratio compared to FGV Holding Berhad. Lastly, for time interest earned, even FGV Holding Berhad have low time interest earned at 2018 to 2019, they still have the ability to serve its interest payments obligation. As we can see, Darby Plantation Berhad has very good ability due to time interest earned rather than FGV Holding Berhad.
Gross profit margin. FGV Holding Berhad's gross profit margin peaked in 2021 at 13.66%, but it has seen decline to 13.08% in 2022. And for Sime Darby Plantation Berhad's gross profit margin has been more volatile, with a peak of 16.4% in 2021 and a low of 3.35% in 2019. For operating profit margin, FGV Holding Berhad operating profit margin peaked in 2021 at 19.09%, but it has seen decline to 7.46% in 2022. And Sime Darby Plantation Berhad operating profit margin has been even more volatile, peaking at 19.67% in 2021, but falling to 17.19% in 2022. For net profit margin, FGV Holding Berhad net profit margin has fallen from 8.49% in 2018 to 4.96% in 2022. And for Sime Darby Plantation Berhad, net profit margin has increased even more dramatically from 5.64% in 2018 to 12.76% in 2022.
Next is market ratio. For PE ratio, FGV Holding Berhad operated at median PE ratio of 3.3 times from fiscal years ending December 2018 to 2022. FGV Holding Berhad PE ratio hit its 5-year low in December 2019 of negative 10.5 times. Looking back at the last 5 years, Sime Darby Plantation Berhad PE ratio peaked in December 2018 at 7.5 times. Sime Darby Plantation Berhad's PE ratio decreased in 2021 and increased in 2022. For market to book ratio, the ratio of book value for Sime Darby Plantation has bigger than FGV Berhad. Both of the company are undervalued for 5 years analysis.
As a conclusion, we can say that as investor, they will view Sime Darby Plantation Berhad will give a higher return in the future since the good in managing their company deep, generate sale, profit and also control the cost. They also ensure that the dip always in minimum amount. Sime Darby Plantation Berhad ensure the availability of their liquidity and always meet their short-term obligation. But in activity ratio, Sime Darby Plantation Berhad need to improve their efficiency to generate sale and cash to keep the company running efficiently. That's why Sime Darby Plantation Berhad is one of the company that we should invest compared to FGV Holding Berhad. So, as FGV Holding Berhad, they need to improve their performance and re-strategic the management and be consistent to ensure the better performance in the future, especially in the deep management.